Today I'm going to show you how to set up a surround sound system just like this. And we're also going to take a look at some of the common troubleshooting problems you may have. So stay tuned. Speakers always have two wires, a negative and a positive. Usually the negative is black and the positive is red. I say usually because that's not always the case. We have here our front speakers, left and right. We have our subwoofer, surrounding speakers, center speaker, front speakers B. And this whole top row, it doesn't matter which color, is positive, and the bottom row is negative. Doesn't matter if it's purple, gray, blue, green, red, white, they're all positive, just to help you figure out which speaker they are. Every speaker has two wires. This particular design has a white line you can use for positive, and on the other wire, there's nothing. So you can easily identify the one with the white line is going to be positive in this case. So I'm going to unloose my speaker ports. Then I'm going to put the wire in behind. And I'm going to tighten that onto the wire, and it's going to hold it in place. It's super simple. If you want to see a video on how to strip a wire, check out my other videos for the video on how to strip a wire. This goes right in there behind, and this clamps right on it, and now you don't have to worry about that coming undone. The other ones are the same, positive on the top, negative on the bottom. These little clamps just hold that wires right in, no problem. So I'm hooking up one of the front speakers right now. The positive and the negative. The positive is conveniently red, and I'll put the wire with the line on it in there, and the negative is black. So I'll put the one without the line there. Setting up a speaker is that easy. Just two wires per speaker, a positive and a negative. This is the front speaker, front right speaker. Now, the front left is white and black. But in this case, the white is going to be positive and the black is going to be negative because every speaker has two wires, a negative and a positive. So in this case, the white would be red on the receiver. So that's how we're going to hook it up. The surround rear speaker has a blue and black port. That correlates to the surround speakers, blue and black. That's the left speaker. The blue will be the positive. Now that you know how to hook up a speaker, let's connect from your device to the receiver. You can use an HDMI, DVD, cable, satellite, game, anything with an HDMI in to your receiver. Or you can use digital in. You need HDMI or digital in to provide a real surround sound experience. This receiver also has Dolby Pro Logic 2, and that expands 2-channel source for a 5.1 channel playback. It provides a very natural and seamless surround sound experience that fully envelops the listener, as well as music and videos. Video games can also benefit from the dramatic spatial effects and vivid imaging. So that's really cool. Now I'm going to set up my PlayStation 4 to my stereo. It's super easy. First thing I need is to get an HDMI, one end in my PlayStation 4 or any device, and the other end in the input of my receiver. You can use any device, Roku, Chromecast, Apple TV, DVD player, anything, into an input on the back of the receiver. Now I go from the receiver to the TV with another HDMI cord. It's that easy. Just plug that HDMI in there, HDMI out to TV. Now I'll have to set up my surround sound speakers. 2 wires to the subwoofer, left and right surround speakers. If your wires are a little messy, I found it sometimes helps if you just take some scissors, you just trim up the ends. Then they fit into the little ports just perfectly. Now we need our center speaker here, positive green, negative black. Now we're all set up. We're ready for action. If your speakers aren't working, the first thing I suggest is check all your connections and check which input you're on. You want to be on the same input that you have the HDMI going in the back, or whichever input you're using. Dolby Plus for like a brand new TV show, PL2 for an old AV. This receiver is like a smart receiver. It can detect which input it needs. It knows that it doesn't need the PL2, then it goes to Dolby Plus, which is the best setting, the newest one. If you're having any issues with your speakers, you can also check out the menu that comes up on the TV. You just push setup on your receiver and it should just pop up on your screen. You can have a look through those menus, see if there's any volumes turned down, and just play with the settings. I always recommend to do some experimenting and see if that works. Now, some more troubleshooting. Make sure your volume is turned up. Make sure your speaker wires are pushed in properly. Make sure you are on the correct input settings, and make sure everything is turned on. These things seem simple, but it happens to the best of us. Comment your questions below. If you have any questions, can't figure something out, leave a comment down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and until next time, this is the Review King signing out.